Hello everyone and welcome to today's Sunday celebration Remembrance Day special. And as you can see, I have my poppy on and I'm very thankful to the people that have fought for this country's freedom. And I hope you are too. And I hope you're wearing your poppy, but don't worry if you haven't managed to get one. We're going to make one in today's Sunday celebration. So we have handed this session over to Susie Millard, who some of you may know for Open the Book. And we're so thankful to her and to Carol and to Will and to Lois as well for all working together hard and producing today's Sunday celebration Remembrance Day special. So sit back and enjoy.
Hello everyone. I expect you've noticed that today lots of people are wearing red poppies. Well, that's because it's Remembrance Sunday, and all over the country people will take poppies and poppy wreaths to the memorials, and it's because we remember all the people who have died and who have suffered in wars. All the soldiers, sailors, airmen, the police, the firefighters, the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics and their families. And we also think about all those who are keeping us safe today, and we say thank you. So why a red poppy? Well, the red poppies were the only flowers that could grow in all the churned up mud on the battlefields in France in the First World War, which is over 100 years ago now, a long time ago. But we still wear a poppy as a sign of hope, as a way of remembering, and as a way of helping. We'll come back to poppies after our story. Jesus doesn't want us to fight each other. One of the names for Jesus is Prince of Peace. And our story today is a parable that comes from the Middle East, but it's not a parable in the Bible. Once there was a rich man who lived in the deserts of the Middle East. You could tell how rich he was because of what he owned, and especially how many camels he had. In fact, he was so rich that he owned not 2, not 4, not 8, not 16, but 17 camels. He had led a peaceful and a prosperous life, and so when he was very old and about to die, he wrote his will, explaining how he wanted his wealth to be divided up. And he wanted his son and his grandson and his nephew to have some of it. And these were the terms of the will. Now, you have to listen very carefully. 1/2 of his riches should go to his son. 1/3 should go to his grandchild. And 1/9 of his wealth to his nephew. That seemed fair. And soon after doing this, the rich man died. Now, when it came to dividing out the camels according to the will, the 3 men ran into a problem. Because if half the camels were given to the son, then he should get 8.5 camels, which would mean killing one of the camels to cut it in half. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? If a third of the camels went to his grandson, that would mean having to kill another camel to get 5 2/3. And when it came to the nephew, there was no way he could get his share unless another camel was killed and cut up. The three of them became very frustrated, and they shouted and they quarrelled and they got all their weapons ready and they threatened to go to war over the camels, and they began to secretly make plans. Nearby there lived a very poor man, and you could tell he was poor because he only had one camel. Although he was so poor and seemed to have no influence, he still felt he should do something to help. He wanted to stop the war breaking out. He wanted to be a peacemaker. But what could he do? He decided to offer his one and only camel to the rich man's inheritance to help sort out the problem. It was a huge sacrifice for him, but how on earth would one more camel help? Well, the inheritance now was made up of 18 camels. The three sat down and did all the sums again. So half of 18 is 9, of course. So 9 camels went to the sum. A third of 18 is 6. And so the grandson took 6. And 1/9 of 18 is 1/9 of 18 would go to the nephew, and so he took 2 camels. And something odd, after each had taken his number of camels, to their great surprise, 1 camel was left over. So the poor man received his camel back. He had made peace by his willingness to give up his one and only camel, and it had made a huge difference. And then he had not lost out in the end at all. He got his 1 camel back. I wonder if you think what that story can be telling us about making peace. And now we're going to go to Carol, who's going to show us how to make some whizzy poppies. That sounds exciting, doesn't it?
These are the things that you need to make the poppy. So first of all, if you've haven't got red card or red paper that you could put through the printer, you could colour them on white paper, but you'll need to colour both sides. Then you need to cut out the shapes. You need to cut 2. Make sure you've cut down the lines, but not up to the dot in the centre. You need to cut holes at the end of the points. Get an adult to help poke a hole in the centre. Colour a paperclip with black and leave to dry. Make sure the paperclip has, the brass fastener has had its black top dry. Then you can take the petals and fold them over. Over the hole. And place the paper clip through the middle. Take the next one. And join the second one and set it at an angle so you have slightly offset. Then open that to hold. Depending on whether you're using a straw or a lolly stick, you could cut down with the scissors a little snippet, feed the stick, and there you have your poppy.
Thank you so much, Carol and Susie. Up next, we have some prayers and a poem.
In Flanders field, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders field. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.
Please help us to be people of peace. Where we need to forgive, give us strength to do so. Where we need to make things right, help us to make this possible. Help us to be peacemakers and give us all that we need to do so. May God give peace.
So thank you all for watching, and we hope you can tune in next weekend for the next celebration.